Hey Jane Eyre fans, welcome to my second video book review, and I will be reviewing Jane by April Lindner, I think is how you pronounce her last name. It is a modern retelling of Jane Eyre, and Thornfield Hall also has been published as Adele by Tennant. And this, it's not really a sequel, it's not really a prequel, because it kind of happens both before, during, and after Jane Eyre, so it kind of falls into all three categories. And we'll be starting off with Thornfield Hall. Now, Thornfield Hall is an interesting read. It takes from the point of view of mainly Adele, but also Mr. Rochester, Mrs. Fairfax, and other characters from within the book. And it goes by their perspective, which was interesting. It will usually change perspectives every chapter. The bad part about this book, however, is that it changes events in the original novel to fit the purpose of the book, which doesn't make a lot of sense and is one of the things that I really, really hate an author to do. I don't like it when authors change facts from the original work they're basing their work of in order for their story to make sense. It's okay for things like books like Jane Slayer, which is where Jane Eyre is a vampire slayer, because that makes it very clear in the publicity for the book that it's not Jane Eyre. It's basically a kind of retelling from a different perspective. This one, it kind of says, well, this is the backstory behind Jane Eyre, and this is what happens, which obviously is not true, and I don't like that false advertising. But it is an interesting read, although even with its interesting read, I would not recommend Thornfield Hall by Tennant simply because of the fact that she changes things in this novel, and I don't like her interpretation of Adele. Her whole point is she thought Adele was too innocent in the original work, but you gotta realize Adele's a little child. She is going to be relatively innocent. And I don't like how this book makes her basically a little more adult. I did not like that version of the book at all. So I would not recommend Thornfield Hall. Now we will move on to Jane by April Lindner. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. This book is a modern retelling, as I said before. And in it, Edward Rochester is a rock star. The bad part about this book was there were certain things I really didn't get, especially with Bertha. I thought the way they had Bertha done in this film book, not film, didn't make a lot of sense. I thought it was trying to keep too close to the original, yet with the circumstances of the original not being there. Because obviously, today in the United States, you can get a divorce pretty easily, including madness, depending on which state you're in. But I did, however, really like how they modernized this novel, and I liked how they made Rochester a rock star. I thought that was a very interesting little change. And on the whole, I would definitely recommend this book to any Jane Eyre fan. I think you'll really, really like it. Because it stays pretty true to the character, especially of Jane. And I liked how they redid the Rivers family, and I liked how they redid Jane's childhood, and I just really liked how they modernized the entire story. I thought it was really well. She really uses the internet and social media in a great way in this novel. you know, a lot of that's in there, which I thought was really well done. Really great way to modernize the story. So yes, I would definitely recommend Jane. And this is the end of my second video. I might be making a third really soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!